We are extremely from JNU New Delhi, Professor Govardan Das Garu, and respected Registrar of the University, Dr. K. Sunita Madam, and coordinator for this program, Professor G. Vijayan Kumar Madam, sir, from Department of Biotechnology, and other faculty members from Department of Biotechnology, and deans, directors, HODs, faculty from science departments, students, research scholars. Very good morning to you all, and happy to share that we have gathered here on this platform for a Singapore Distinguished Lecture Series being organized by the Department of Biotechnology at our campus today. In fact, it has already been initiated long back, and we have organized many lectures of this kind earlier also. And some of the eminent personalities like Varaprasad Reddy Garu, the founder of Shanta Biotechnics, and
Department of Biotechnology was established in 2009 under the Faculty of Science with the objective of promoting excellence in biotechnology education, research and innovation. Since its inception, the department has been actively contributing to the advancement of biological sciences through quality teaching, interdisciplinary research and academic leadership. The department is supported by a dedicated team of 7 regular faculty members and 6 supporting faculty members who collectively contribute to teaching, research, academic development and institutional administration. Currently, the department offers 5 major academic programs which are designed in accordance with the principles of national education policy and the national credit framework. These programs include two-year MSc programs, including biotechnology, micro. People working in the experimental area will come into picture, and they will verify the theoretical investigations conducted by some scientific groups. So, if experimental something is good, then its validity will increase. So, likewise, theoretical research and experimental research should go hand in hand, and they need to be complemented with each other. And finally, what kind of researchers will produce papers? So research papers, high quality papers, publishing in good international journals of high impact factor and so on. So, if you look at the same thing from Indian perspective, all Indian higher education institutions are actively engaged in research, and we are producing papers. And in terms of papers, when you compare India with the other countries in the world, we are at 3rd place. We are at 3rd place in the entire world in producing publications. But that research is not enough at this point of time. I don't mean to say that publications are not important. Publications are important, right? And every research result is not going to be a breakthrough result. So, if some people are working in a particular area, papers used to come, right? And every paper cannot be a breakthrough result. But still, it will add something for the literature and will act as a guide for the later day scientists coming in the same field, what to do and what not to do. So in that way, it will have its own contribution, and at one point of time, some scientists will come forward with a breakthrough result, and that may even lead for Nobel Prize also. So, whenever a Nobel Prize comes to a scientist, I personally feel that that is not his contribution alone, right? So, that person who is getting a Nobel Prize, so the direction in which he is moving, so many people will help. Say, if it is the material science, I work on X kind of materials. Somebody works on Y materials. If X and Y are not giving good results, at least tomorrow scientists will come to know that I should not work on X and Y. So he will go for some other material. Like that, every research result is important. It is adding for the literature, and that literature is going to be useful for the later day scientists. So in that sequence, after some time, some scientists will come forward speaking through results, and that may even lead for Nobel Prizes also. Right? So, at present, this kind of research is not useful for India. India is expecting beyond this, and the higher education institutions need to focus, right? Of course, we all know that higher education institutions are knowledge creating centers, and such a knowledge creating centers, right, in terms of research, they are not supposed to focus on publishing the papers, and we need to focus how to convert our research results into patents, next level. And from there, again, right, from patents to incubation centers, startups, right? So, in terms of patents, India is at the 6th position in the world, right? And in terms of startups, again, India is at the 3rd position in the world. And nowadays, you are all hearing about Prime Minister's one word, Viksit Bharat 2047, right? And we have almost finished 8 years of Indian independence. In the first 2 quarters of 25 plus 25 years, much progress is not there. And in terms of GDP also, in many occasions I am mentioning that India, starting from 0 trillion economy, it took 60 years. It took 7 years, I think. 7 years to reach to $1 trillion. In 2007 only, we reached to $1 trillion, right? And from there onwards, for 1 plus $1 trillion, it took only 7 plus 7 years. So, our demographic dividend start giving positive results for us starting from 2006 and 7. So, India is expecting a lot because of this demographic dividend. Right? So, right now, in the year 2015, 2025, if you compare the world status in terms of economy, we are at 5th place. In 6 to 7 months, we have reached to the 4th place, and just 10-15 days back, Prime Minister is announcing that very soon we are going to lead, we are going to reach the 3rd position, leaving behind Germany also. So in front of us, only USA and China will be there. And China and most of the European countries, Japan, right, they are all facing aging problem. And the greatest advantage of India is we have large number of young people who are falling in the category of those 15 to 64 years age, defined as working group. And that is the greatest advantage. That's why the entire world is calling India as young India. Young India. So we want to encash this kind of situation, which is called as demographic dividend. And India is expecting to reach demographic dividend peak value in 2030. Still 4 years. Our educational institutions as innovation creating hubs, definitely we are going to reach 2nd position or maybe even 1st position by the time when India is reaching to 2047. Right? So demographic dividend can sustain in India up to 2045. Right? So we are now traveling in Amrit Kaal. See, central government has defined last 25 years of Indian independence before reaching to 100 years of Indian independence as Amrit Kaal. So we are now in Amrit Kaal, and it's the time for higher education institutions to encash the demographic dividend, and definitely by converting higher education institutions as knowledge creating centers into innovation creating hubs, then definitely it is possible to really dream of the country. And at this point of time, I want to take example of one country. Of course, in many occasions I used to take this Israel. Israel total population is only 1 crore. Now you see what kind of wonders it is doing along with the USA. Of course, I am not encouraging the war, but see
1 crore people, right? Developed world-class technology in many areas, not only in one area, in many areas, and they have what we call iron dome technology, right? Which is safeguarding the entire population in that country. Just 2 days back, when I was watching a news channel, one of the Indian, right, in a live telecast, he is saying that nearly 40,000 Indians are residing in Israel, and our government want to evacuate the people from that because of this war situation. When government of India send a proposal for registration, who want to come back to India, right, will surprise the number is only single digit. That means almost all the Indians working in Israel are feeling very safe, even at this point of the peak hours of war, because the kind of technology that Israel is having, creating such a kind of safeness in foreigners, and they are precisely locating in which area that the missile is going to land. If it is an open land, see the intelligence of the Israelis. If it is falling in the open land, they will not counterattack it, because each missile costs some crores. They will not waste that. They don't want to waste that money. If it is falling in a place where there is no people, open land, they will allow it to fall. And if it is coming to the some kind of industries or some kind of institutions or public places, then they will send the counter-attacking missile and stops it in a midair only. See, the technology developed by the people, right? And we are depending, being a country with 145 crore population, for drone technology we are depending on them, and our government is also negotiating in bringing this technology like iron dome technology to India, a mobile missile technology, right? So it's only a mindset that is needed for the students, and if they start thinking innovatively, right? Definitely, if higher educations are having good linkage with the industries, we can also perform very well, and we can also make our country pride before 2047. And of course, UGC is also planning to encourage in this direction. So far, we have PhDs. See, what is PhD right now? PhD is a work in which a student will do some kind of research and publish 1 or 2 papers and then takes the degree. No. So in the coming days, UGC is asking the people to focus on the pressing problems which are at our doorstep. And if you come forward with a solution, even without publishing the paper also, UGC is going to give some kind of new regulations to award PhD degree for you, provided if the result produced by the student is reproducible at any point of time. So if you say that I am preparing a superconductor which will act as a superconductor at room temperature, right, by doing something and some kind of manipulations, you prove it at once, no. It should have a reproducibility. See, when you say something, that should be reproducible at any point of time, even in future also. So, for such kind of researchers need to be focused on live problems. We need to go to the industries. We have asked what kind of problems they are facing. And institutions need to have such kind of collaboration. So then only the research will move from publication mode to the patents and then to the startups, right? And startup per capita is very high for Israel. You can imagine what kind of wonders they are doing, right? So we have a lot of potential, and SAR also, I hope, is going to focus in this area, because the topic says that ancient India wisdom in understanding science and society, because we are number one, right? In many areas, before the Britishers entered into the country, and our GDP share is 25% before the Britishers started ruling this India, and it has fallen down to 4% with the 0 billion economy almost at the time of Indian independence. And by the way, Israel has got independence in 1948, 1 year later than India. So in 70, 80 years, we can see how much growth they got in the world and where we are and where they are, you can estimate. Right? So with this, I don't want to stand before you and the eminent speaker, Governor sir. Once again, I want to say my sincere thanks to Professor Governor sir for kindly accepting our invitation and visiting our campus to enlighten our faculty, research scholars and students. Thank you.
Poor lady came to US for begging wheat.
దానివల్ల ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది.
Now India, that time we didn't have enough food grains. We right now not only we have wheat with sufficient food grains, but we actually export. I can tell you the data in the last year. India exported food materials worth of $49.9 billion. We had that great revolution. India is the one leading the world. Today, in Microsoft, there are 21,000 of Indian brains are working in software with this Microsoft. 8,800 are employed by Google, 5,500 employed by Facebook. I can go on and on what India and Indian contributions. If you look at today, India has the statistics. We have more than 1,300 universities, more than 45,000 colleges, and we have, if you look at the engineering colleges, we have 8,800 engineering colleges, among them 23 of the IITs. We have 857 medical colleges, 26 AIMS. We have 21 IIMs. We have 7 IISERs. India is not only progressing in technology, we are progressing in education. We are everywhere, in every field. We are now progressing in a rapid pace, in accelerated manner. Then why I said India is redeveloping. Think about what we were. If you right now look at in India, we have 1,59,000 startup companies. Among them, 126 of them are unicorns. Unicorns are the one which has more than $1 billion. Flipkart, Swiggy, these are all unicorns, and we are progressing at that avenue as well. Then why we are declaiming, why we are saying we are not developing, we are not developing, we are developing? Considering the fact that what we were in ancient time. If you sitting there, if you open your Google and search what